Kia ora whānau. We're back at it. So I'm pretty happy with where this is at mechanically. You know, it starts kind of idle sometimes, or you know, whatever. So yeah, it's as good as it's going to get in the bike. So now I'm keen to get it stripped down and start getting this motor mocked up into this frame and the shock as well, which looks like its seals might need replacing in it, but be fine for mock up for now, and then I'll either rebuild it or buy a new one depending on what's cheaper. So yeah, let's get stuck in and stripping this down. Just found this beneath the tape on the loom. Bit of a hoary setup going on here. Obviously someone's stuffed one of the plugs or lost it or something. But yeah, took a few photos on my phone just so that when I come to reassembling it I know where the wires go, which, you know, bloody good idea to use. The technology. I'll chuck a new plug on it when I go to finalise it in the other bike. I'm going to have to extend a bit of this loom, I think, anyway. I'll give it a full tidy up then, but yeah, definitely been slapped together, that's for sure. Good little tip for those who don't know, if you're trying to get grips off some bars, whether it's a motorbike or a bicycle or whatever, you've got access to an air compressor. Twist the grip till you can like, crack the seal and then get your air gun, shove it in there as hard into there as possible, and then blow the air in, and it should help you easily slide the grip off. Obviously I just took it off, but yeah, little example, and you just basically follow it along as you pull the grip with the other side, and it should pop off a piece of this. Holy shit, this was held together by an assortment of bolts. and only half the bolts at that. But she's out. Absolutely filthy. Needs a handy clean up. Probably I'll give it a water blast and also spray some paint stripper over the whole lot because it's disgusting. Need a new seal for that because that's pretty poked. Need a new plug obviously like I showed. There's no cover there, not sure if that's a biggie or not, more for aesthetics I think. But yeah, apart from that, you're good. Oh, and obviously do that thing, replace the carburetor. Now it's got the E-start, it's just missing solenoid, I think the guy said, but found the whole loom kit with like the solenoid, everything you need, including the throttle, not the throttle, but the switch and everything, which I need a new one anyway because she's forked. Yeah, whole loom and everything for like 60 bucks, so can't complain there. Right, now to pull the coil out. She's gone from pit bike to mini chopper, just like that. Should I build a slammed pit bike? It'd be interesting. Anyway, got her stripped. This is all the shit I took off it. And the only things I'll be using is obviously the motor, strut, at the very least for mock-up. Potentially going to use the chain and pull that sprocket off and make an adapter to fit a bicycle hub. We'll see how that goes. For mock-up purposes only, at this stage I'm going to use these because I'm obviously going to need a longer throttle cable. Mock-up I'll use that, but I'm going to replace it eventually anyway because it seems like a shit hose. The loom, going to use as much of it as I can, depending what comes with the E-start loom. I mean, obviously it works, so save some money, use what I can out of that. But apart from that, fuel tank, cellar, exhaust,
in the bin,
kickstand,
in the bin,
fairings,
in the bin.
I have an idea actually. I may utilize a skid plate, and because it kind of fits the frame quite well, to be perfectly honest, and it'll save me wearing through the frame too quickly. I don't know, it's kind of cool. I think might be able to mount it straight back to the motor too. I don't know, we'll see. I might have to lengthen those a bit or something, but I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool. The frame, I think I'm going to sell that. It might be worth more in parts than as a complete roller, we'll see, but I'll make some money back off that. Not going to use any of the bolts because they're shit. Going to get all new hardware so it looks semi-decent. Be a mix of like rusty old paint rat rod style with all new fittings and shiny bits, so should be a nice contrast. I guess might just mock up the motor, set the motor and see what I need to do maybe or something. Mint. Alright, got it all set up. Got the old vice holding it so it doesn't fall over. That's all even as if it was sitting on the ground, and that's what we got there. Ideally I kind of wanted the tube on the ground too, but I'm honestly thinking of using that skid plate from the pit bike, although it's aluminium, so I have to remake one out of steel, so this actually throws sparks when it scrapes, because if it didn't throw sparks, what's the bloody point? But anyway, I got me blocks of wood ready to mock this up in there and then see whereabouts we can fit that. Alright, get you guys set up and then away we go. Kia ora te whānau. I'm back. So it's been a few weeks since I last filmed anything, due to my phone memory maxing out, because I'm filming everything off my phone. We broke boys around here. So yeah, my old laptop was buggered and I wasn't able to transfer everything from my phone to my laptop, and I only had like a small amount of cloud space. But got a new laptop in, got a bigger cloud space, so freed up a bunch of memory so I can start filming again. Don't mind the noise. Got a old gas heater going because she's a bit cold tonight. Yeah, so done a bit off camera just over the last few weeks. Been a couple of hours here and there after work, tootling around with it, and this is where I'm at. So I've finished 2 of the mounts. So we've got that top one, which I can't remember if I fully finished or not last time. That's all proper now. The first lot that I made just off template, I think I already said in the previous video that they were wrong, so I had to start again, but it's all mint now. Made this bottom one up, bolts to the factory holes, which also I found out they need a helicoil because they're half stripped, so yay. Yeah, nice little pedestal, got a little bit of rubber in there just to take some shock. I'm going to put something in between there as a shock absorbery, bushing, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, motor's officially mounted as such. So what I'm working on now is the 3rd engine mount to go from there down to the frame, and that's going to be it. 3 mounts is more than enough, I think, for this. Nice and centered to the frame, so I'm pretty happy with that. So what I've done here is taken a bunch of measurements off that, different points and whatnot. I've done a 1-to-1 drawing because it's small enough to do so, just to get my overall length of material that I need and sort my angles and stuff out. And then this here is just the angle for this side profile cut. Now I've got my piece of 1.6mm mild steel sheet, giving it a nice stand up so it's easier to see when I draw on it and stuff like that. This is my square edge, because I'm going to be doing it from the top, because the top on the head is the right angle point and everything else going down to the frame is going to be different angles and all over the place. So got my right angle. So now I've got to transfer all my bullshit here onto here and draw out some patterns, and hopefully they're going to be alright. I fucked around with this a bit, and this is what I got. So I spent probably far too long making this template to get that curve so it looks semi-decent and not just a weird, because it, like, just using a perfect circle is going to cut it out way too much, and then it's going to look weird. And yeah, that's my first one drawn out. You know, the hole's going to be there roughly to bolt to the head. Obviously cut out. This bottom line is going to have a slight curve in it that'll shape to the frame to match the curve of the frame, and I've picked the end up a couple mil so that when I weld the end it's not just going to blow away on me. Hopefully this should look quite nice once it's all folded. It's going to be a fold through there and a fold through there. Should be good. Well, it's late now, so I'm going home and I shall pick this back up tomorrow. Beauty.
The next day.
And we're back. So you can see here I've drawn up the second one now, mirrored it to that one. Had to make a couple of smaller adjustments to make that look the same as that, and relative to like the thickness and whatnot. Curves are ever so slightly different and the angles are virtually the same. Yeah, now I can cut them out. And there we are, all cut out and drilled. Now just got to transfer those fold lines to the other side, and then yeah, go fold them in my little jig, and should be right to mount onto that. Fingers crossed. And there we are. Oh, that light's flickering. Hold up. There we go. all done, all folded, all drilled, all trimmed and shaped and shit, and ready to be slapped on. So I left that quite long. My intention was to be able to trim it back to suit the frame. I don't know what I was talking about before, but yeah, so I've trimmed both of them up. They're both pretty much identical curves. I had to test fit them on the bike a couple of times to like adjust the angles and whatnot, because they weren't perfect to what I'd figured out with my drawing, but you know, it's a discrepancy you have. But these two holes here I have pre-drilled because I am going to dimple die when I buy that, just like I've done up here. That's a 1-inch dimple die. Shout out Franklin Performance, not sponsored or anything, but just good quality gear, decent price. So yeah, I'll link the website, go check them out. But yeah, just want to carry on that theme down here. I did test fit the bracket before I drilled the hole and it just didn't look right between the two, so why not get matchy. That'll be a nice little 1/2-inch dimple die, which I can do once they're welded to that. That's not going to be an issue, because I'm not going to be able to get the dimple die till probably next week anyway. But yeah, let's chuck them on. There we are. Now, don't mind that weld. This is the difference between welding in an awkward, uncomfortable position and welding in a comfortable position. Yeah, much nicer. Yeah, it'll do. But yeah, check that out. All mounted, welded on. Looking snazzy. Obviously once I dimple die that hole to match that one, she's gonna look badass. Yeah, so next mission is to make an infill piece for here, because I don't like how open it is, and just being that pedestal kind of seems out of place compared to that and that. So yeah, I'm just going to make up a triangle to follow that. That'll, I don't know, curve up or something like that, or it might disappear, but no, it won't. Probably just come up to here somewhere and then go back across to under here and down, and yeah. Don't know if I'll put a dimple die in there. I think I might as well. Yeah, just a nice little fill-in piece, sort of tie everything together. But that is me for tonight. I shall see you tomorrow, which will be in about a second. Beauty. Welcome back. I've unbolted all the motor mounts, which I forgot to film, and I'm ready to pull it out to make this up. And while it's out, I'm gonna helicoil these holes, which I mentioned were stripped anyway. But yeah, set you up and show you how easy it is to pull this out. See, just as easy as that. Comes out pretty good. No struggle really at all. And yeah, so that's what gets left on the frame. Those are the mounts for the top one. That's basically what I needed to have removable. Oh, and obviously without the exhaust on. So if I ever go to remove it in the future, I need to pull the exhaust off first, which I think is pretty obvious. Now to helicoil those. And we're done. Cleaned up the tops of them. I ended up putting 2 helicoils in each hole, so these 3 here, they were protruding a little bit, so I just trimmed them off and beauty. Works mint. This is my handy little cheap Toolpro Helicoil set from Super Cheap. They're not ideal sizes, but this one's perfect for this application, so mint. Just had to throw a helicoil in that top hole because that one was pretty much stripped too. It's just that top bolt for that. So then I'm just going to chuck the dowel back into there and slap it all together. Alright.